Today we probably went a little overboard on the install, new stuff, new terminology, new techniques. So guys were spinning a little bit and probably played a little bit slower than they had been. It's always lessons to be learned, though. Even though you got new install going in, the goal is still to play fast, work your fundamentals. We're going to be a fundamental team before we are anything else. So it was a good practice, but not probably up to the standard Tuesday was.
Talked about Will Honus earlier in the week. What has he shown you so far? Is he kind of validating what you guys have seen in him?
He's working hard at it. That's all you can ask. He's got a ways to go, but he's working hard at it, and he's learning from mistakes. I'm good with mistakes, but I can't have repeat mistakes. So he's doing a good job correcting issues, and he's got some work to do. Footwork, keys, fundamentals. It's a new style of defense for him, but he's putting the work in, so he'll be fine.
What is your level of leniency with repeat offenders?
Here's how I look at it. Like I said, I'm good. I like new mistakes. I don't want repeat mistakes. Now, if I keep getting guys who I know who've proven to me they're smart guys, they keep making the same mistake, then I got to look at myself too. So when you got mistakes, you look at two ways. Is it guys who aren't trying? Are they not grasping the concept? And then you got to look at yourself as well. So if there's a bunch of repeat offenders, then I got to look at how I'm teaching.
Dedrick Young is an intriguing player. I mean, he's the returning leading tackler by a long ways. Now he hasn't made a lot of big plays in his career here. Is that something a coach can help him with? Making tackles for loss, plays where he's blowing up things behind the line of scrimmage.
I think one thing, and Dedrick's a good football player. I really have been impressed with Dedrick. He's a good football player. He's a smart football player. I think one thing that's really going to help Dedrick is, the way we teach tackling, teach defense. We talk leverage, we talk help all the time. So you have the freedom to be aggressive with your tackles. As long as you know your leverage, you take your shot, and there's no such thing as a bad missed tackle if you're on the right leverage. A bad missed tackle is when you miss with the wrong leverage. So once you grasp the freedom that you have help, it really frees you up to tackle faster, to tackle more aggressive, to tackle more with more certainty.
How much are you looking at pecking order right now? First team, second team, third team. I mean, where are you with that?
I think there's probably about 4 guys that have kind of separated themselves a little bit. And then I got 4 guys that need to play a little bit catch up. And then those first 4 guys, now it's trying to figure out who grasps it the best. Who grasps it the best, schematically, and then who's playing the best football as well. And then within that, I got to find the best positions for him as well. So,
judging from what people saw on Tuesday, is that Dedrick and Honus and Mo Berry and Avery Roberts?
They're probably the top 4 right now. I think that's safe to say. I think Drew and Willie are playing a little bit catch up right now, but they're working at it. Jake Weinmeister's doing a great job. He's a guy, eventually we'll probably have to count on at some point this year, and I'm going to put it on him to learn both spots really well, be a utility type guy. But now, right now more than anything, it's not so much depth chart. It's about teaching fundamental football and getting better at that aspect every day.
Scott addressed tackling the other day and some tackling drills that he went through, and how until he went to Tampa, he can't really learn how to tackle what he thought was properly. Can you kind of chime in on that?
Yeah, I would agree. I was at Tampa too, so I learned from the same guys and kind of advanced on it a little bit up in Seattle. But the biggest thing in this day and age is it's use all 53 yards of the field. Back in the older days, when my dad was playing, he played in a phone booth, and it was a little bit different style of tackling because you were tackling in close quarters all the time. All of a sudden now you got 53 yards, you better learn how to use your help, because it's really hard to make a one-on-one tackle at open field with no help. It really is. But when you understand where your help's coming from, it allows you to be aggressive, to be more certain when you tackle. And it's harder for an offensive player when you fly into, you full speed go into contact as opposed to coming to balance, hesitating. That's what they want you to do. So when you understand your help, you understand your leverage, it allows you to play fast. And then, Coach Frost has some great techniques that we both believe in on how to get in position to make tackles as well.
You mentioned Avery Roberts. He played a little bit last year, primarily on special teams. Where's he kind of at in his development? He's been around for a while, with enrolling early, but what have you seen from him so far?
I guess I was very happy with his intelligence. He's a smart kid. He really is. He picks things up fast. He's got to clean up more than anything his fundamentals, his footwork, and I think that'll come because he's got a lot of want-to in him. But he's done a really nice job learning what we're asking him to do. Now it's going to be about getting in better shape for him, getting his feet better, getting more agile. But he's a guy that I'm confident will learn the system really well.
He was just primarily a special teams player. Do you see the benefits to having that experience for him, or is he kind of starting from square one?
I think everybody's starting from square one here. You know, we got a specific way we want guys to play, and they've done a good job buying into. But you know, I think the nice thing about college football is you got a lot of time to develop. It's not pro football where you know you got to walk through every day, and you know you got to just count on guys to be able to play. You teach guys how to play football here, so that's first and foremost. I mean, scheme will come. We're teaching guys how to play right now.
Do you look for two main starters, or do you like to rotate? I mean, what's your approach there?
Preferably, you know, I'd love to have 4 to 6 guys that can play, because you know even last year we were undefeated. The last 7 or 8 games of the season, we averaged between like 88 and 92 plays a game defensively. So even if you got multiple guys playing, most guys are still going to be playing 65 plus snaps. And when you got to play 90 snaps a game, that really adds up to about 3 or 4 more extra games during the year. So I'd love to be able to play more than 2, but at the same time, I got to have a comfort level too. I got to be able to throw guys out there and know they're going to do what they're supposed to.
Is that why you mentioned Winemaster as a name?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not talking about special teams.
No, I'm talking about I need guys that can play because you know you get 2 guys that go down, you know, with nicks or whatever, chin strap breaks, whatever. Right. Somebody's got to be able to go in. So I'm looking for guys that can do it. As many guys that I can trust to go out there and execute anything that Coach Chen calls, that's who's going to be up and running.
What is the communication like at this point? That's a really important part of your position.
Not good enough, but they're learning, they're trying. You know, and that's all habits. Everything we do is a big habit, and communication is part of it too. And you know, that'll come. It got really good last year down at UCF, and I think it's going to be really good here. We got a smart group, but it's really just about building the habits.
Hey, Barrett, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. When you played college pro a lot, when you thought like of good play callers, offensive play callers, who comes to mind?
Offensive play callers. Well, I'm trying to. I got to think back in the memory tank here. Gary Kubiak, really, really good. Houston Texans. Kyle Shanahan was always very good. Obviously, I don't know. You might say Josh McDaniels. You might say Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Those guys somewhat called their own plays. They were always really hard to go against. Norv Turner was always very good, I thought. Mike Mularkey, I thought, was a good play caller. If I go back to college, who were the really tough schemes back then? I'm trying to think here now. It was really, you know, I thought Texas did a good job. They had Vince Young, too. So, you know, pro football-wise, those are the guys that really stood out.
Hard to go against. What do you mean? Like, what makes that offensive coordinator hard to go against?
Well, now, if you're asking me now, in this day and age of college football, it's putting people in conflicts. I think the hard offenses, and I think our offense is at the very, very top of that list, is they stress you out in every single play. What I mean by that is when you have a quarterback that can run the ball, now they make you play 11 on 11, and you got to understand all your issues. You know, sometimes it's triple option, sometimes it's pro style, sometimes it's gap schemes, and you know, as a linebacker, you got to know how to react to all that stuff. So the hard offenses, in my opinion, are guys that stress out every aspect of your defense.
So Scott, as a play caller, can stress people out.
Yeah, and that's somewhat, you know, play caller, and obviously the play caller part of it, that's where you start setting people up. You know, here we got this run, here's the pass off it. But really, it's schematically, you know, how they use the whole field. You know, how they read different players on defense, how they recognize run support, and they take care of your run support with RPOs, that sort of stuff. So that's what's hard in this day and age in college football, the ability to run the quarterback and then understanding your run-pass conflicts.
Okay.